PMP with all above target today, just like 30 minutes or 1 hour ago. And what a fascinating journey this guy had. He joined me in batch 9, so less than 2 months, and he was not studying all the time. So he cleared exam in a very, very high enterprise environmental factor circumstances, very difficult circumstances there.
True, sir.
So Shibashesh, congratulations for the entire PMP community. You are our PMP number 133 of 2021. So it's your mic. Go ahead.
Thank you, sir. It was only possible because of you, sir, of your guidance and the structured way. It's fantastic, sir. Without you, it would not have been possible.
Thank you, Shibashesh. Thank you for sharing that. Can you share your entire journey with us, please?
Yeah. Uh, I started thinking about the PMP from 2020, but then after all the changes in the exam, I had to again unlearn because I learned as per the PMBOK 6, the previous exam, and then I got to know that the exam got changed in December, and after December, I had to again relearn, like unlearn like what I had learned earlier, and then learn it in the new approach, the new way of exam in the three domains. So so that was one thing, and then I took the guidance of Amir sir, and with his guidance I could have done it in the least possible time, because I have to manage with my work, and currently I'm in Canada. So outside of my home country, I'm from India, so a lot of environmental factors are also there, but all of those being there, I managed it along with my work and you know all the other factors. So yeah, all credit goes to my sir, who is my mentor.
Thank you very much. Okay, so when did you join the batch and how all these things were? How was your experience? Share it with us. No?
Okay. So I was thinking to join Sir's class even from around uh, February, March this year. But due to one reason or the another, and I was in continuous transitions, so I was not able to dedicate time and efforts towards it. So I finally joined Sir's batch on batch 9. And then 2 months after that, and following what sir told, definitely I followed the plan as per as whatever sir told. I did everything, but it only took some time because some people could do it in 15-20 days, some people take some more time. So for me, like with all the work and everything, so it took me a little more time. But within 2 months of time after taking the training, I could clear the exam, and the results are in front of all. Yeah.
Okay. So how many mocks you did while preparing for the exam?
uh, I I gave more than 10 mocks. So should I name the mocks, or is it fine?
No, no, go name them, name them. It's okay.
Okay. Okay.
Shubhashish, my goal is here to give everything to the PMP aspirants so they can prepare in a better way. So please go ahead.
Okay. So I gave the mocks of Andrew Ramdale, two mocks of Andrew Ramdale, then one Yasin mock, and then two mocks of Tridip, and then finally four timed mocks of Prepcast, and then other bits and pieces. So all in all, I mean, after Amir sir's materials, I gave around 2,000 plus questions for the exam. So
Okay.
that was sufficient. And preparing the mocks is the key. Like yeah, I can tell one example from today's exam. So I started the exam a little slow. So I took around 80 minutes to do the first section. Like every PMP aspirant knows that there will be three sections in the current exam. So I took a little more time. I took 80 minutes to give the first 60 questions, then 80 minutes in the next questions. So on the third section, I only had 60 minutes to answer 60 questions. But then since I had a lot of practice, lot of mocks, very close to real time exam, I had given those kind of mocks. So within that 60 questions also, although one part of my attention was always at the time, but I was still able to cover it because I had done a lot of practice, a lot of mocks. So that practice and that time practice, ensured that I could complete the third section in 57 minutes because I had done a lot of practice. So I did not need to uh, you know, go into a very depth of all the questions, and I could cover it within 57 minutes. And finally I had 3 minutes sparing when I submitted the exam. So that's the advice, mock, and mocks is the only way, because this exam is not theoretical, everything is situational.
Everything is situational. That's a great thing to say, that to tell the real thing, that everything is situational and work in that way. Okay, so that's the important thing to understand for everyone who's preparing. So, which area was more targeted in your time?
It was a healthy mix of all the areas, but I did not get much question from communications and from scheduling also. If I talk about predictive now, so I did not get much questions from communications, or much questions from schedule, like critical path and all those kind of numericals were missing. And there were some earned value questions directly and indirectly, but nothing was calculation based. So they would just give, there is a CPI, SPI, what we should do. Or there were some drag and drop, match the following questions on earned value. Like there is a table. So in that table, it gives like uh, date-wise representation of CPI and SPI, and then what do we interpret from that chart? So there will be a chart of CPI, SPI, like line graph of all the day-wise representation, and then at the last point they would ask that what is the interpretation from the CPI, SPI. So that kind of questions were there. Then there were two matched up following questions, like that was again on earned value. It was all theoretical. Like there were four options, like CPI, SPI, and cost variance, schedule variance. So questions were very easy if we follow search approach and if we have the theoretical understanding. So they just gave four options, and then they told to match which are good indicators, which are bad indicators. So it's like CPI, SPI. We following that those limits in CPI, SPI. It was very easy to explain.
Okay, it was very easy to do that way. Okay, Shibashesh, now when you were doing the exam, were there any like critical path question?
No, sir.
How that like agile stakeholder, if you will know the major portion of agile, is that enough for the PMP exam?
Yes, sir. Agile and Scrum level questions were enough. So I
You are
didn't get
all,
any. Yeah.
yeah, you are also certified Scrum Master. Did that help? Will you recommend students to do that or no need?
I think if we go through search training, that is sufficient to clear the PMP. Certified Scrum Master goes more into Scrum, so it was not asking a very detailed level of Scrum questions. It was just asking overall Agile practices. So till that level of information was sufficient, because I didn't get any questions from all the other methods in Agile, like XP, Lean, Kanban. I did not get even a single question.
Hmm.
So all the questions were in Agile and some in Scrum, and most of the questions was hybrid. So again, coming back to Sir's initial assumption, so Sir always gave us the advice that when we go for the exam, never take a question as a when I see the word agile as a agile question. We always go with the mindset that it is a hybrid question, because yeah, there were a lot of hybrid questions as well, mix of agile and predictive. So only if we see some Scrum term, we should not directly go there and think that it is agile. It could be hybrid. There is a very good chance that the question could be hybrid.
The question could be and question will be hybrid. And the majority of the question in the exams are hybrid, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, that is a very important thing to understand, that majority of the exam questions are hybrid, and we need to approach them in this way. Like we must know that these questions can be hybrid and these questions are hybrid questions. Okay, so while you were working on the question, while you were giving the exam, so what was our strategy of time and how it failed and how you covered back?
Yeah. So just before my exam, like just today I cleared the exam. So yesterday, sir just gave me some guidance, like last minute guidance, like how to take the time for the exam, like our plan was 80, 70, 70. Like 80 minutes for the first section, 70 minutes for the second, and 70 minutes for the third. But I ended up doing 80, 80, and 57 minutes. So I gave the exam very early in the morning, 6:30. So I had to wake up at 5 o'clock and get ready for the exam. So initially it was
Subhashish,
taking.
Subhashish, what was my advice? What to do in the break?
Yeah, I mean, in the break, utilize your break, enjoy your break. It should relax the person, it should refresh the person, because the exam is anyway stressful. So it's very important that we take the breaks and we utilize it, have some tea, have some coffee. Or I did whatever, like, if I felt sleepy, I just went and put water on my eyes so that I don't feel sleepy when giving the answer to the questions. So yeah, I utilize the break in that way.
Good,
And
good.
during the break, I always call sir. Like on all my breaks, I call sir. Sir, this is the situation. I did it in 80 minutes. So sir always stood by me, and he told that okay, 80 minutes is fine. You can still complete the other sections. Be on time. So I took his advice. Then I gave the first break 80 minutes, second break 80 minutes. Then sir told that in the 60 minute you have to be careful on the third section, because 60 minutes means 1 minute per question. So then all the practice and all the teachings of sir, so everything came into picture. So within the 60 minutes I really took up speed. Those 60 question I attended in 57 minutes. So I could do it only because I did so many time mocks. Like prepcast mocks are really good. It's very close to exams, so that is really good. Like we should always do time mocks. That only brings all that discipline and that patience to stay for the exam for 4 hours.
That is
Otherwise,
that is
yeah,
very true. That is very true. This is very important to understand this thing that as a PMP aspirant, it's all about exam, exam, then exam. How many mocks you can do, the better it becomes for you. If you don't do the mock, then it will have an issue. Okay, that's a good thing to understand. Okay, so Shibashesh, stakeholder communication resource agile is the key of exam, right?
yes,
Adding to that key, if we can add what to say, risk is
yeah, risk.
after that, then quality, then procurement, right? It's the
Yeah,
strategy for
yeah.
the exams you would recommend. Subhashesh, what is your final advice for the PMPs?
Final like advice for the PMP aspirants will be, I mean, there's no point in doing a lot of shopping. Sir has a very established method. Go for sir, and definitely he will take care with you till the last. So here, that's the best thing that I found in sir, because there are a lot of trainers, or there could be a lot of online platforms also. But but then that's only up to the point you get the PTO hours, or up to the point that training is delivered. After that, there is no follow up, or there is no pushing till the last minute. So that's only possible with sir. So that is one thing. And then secondly, practice a lot of mocks. I mean, we should not only contain ourselves to the theory, because if we just study the theory and go, there's a very good chance that they may not pass. So practice a lot of mocks, a lot of practice questions, and follow the plan that sir has given, and that should be sufficient to
Thank you,
make
thank you,
make one
thank you,
pass.
Subhashesh. Thank you very much, Subhashesh. I know you are a very, very busy person, especially nowadays. So I would request you three things. I am requesting now these three things to
Yes.
all my aspirants. The first
Yeah.
thing, each one,
Mhm.
teach one.
Yes.
Each one, each one,
Yes.
teach one.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Second thing. Today you can see in the coaching group, Akil is sharing the in the our aspirant group. Akil is
Yes.
sharing the questions.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
he has basically made those three questions. Most they made six questions. I want the
Mhm.
same thing from you. You made the question.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I need
Yes, sir.
you to make these questions. And final thing that is
Yes.
most important, you worked very hard.
Thank
Enjoy.
you, sir.
Now
Yes.
is the time to party. Now is the
Thank
time to. With that, thank you very much, Shibashesh.
thank
Namaste